Hi everyone, welcome to our second video for the week. If you're watching this, you should have already watched the first video that I posted on identifying angle relationships. You should have completed the quizzes assignment on identifying angle relationships, and you should have also completed the Microsoft Forms that was on the GeoGebra activity that I posted. So you should, on your own, already be able to identify angle relationships. You should know what these angle relationships are. I'm going to review them, and I'm also going to explain how we can use the information we know about these relationships in order to find missing angles. First, we have learned about corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are angles that exist in the exact same location on the parallel lines. So in the diagram on the left, we see the pink angles are highlighted. If we went to the angle just below it, the 120 degrees, those would also be corresponding angles in the top and the bottom. So there are actually 4 pairs of corresponding angles in this diagram. Now, corresponding angles are congruent. What that means is that corresponding angles always have the same angle measure. That's the definition of congruent. So in this diagram, we see that the corresponding angles are both 60 degrees. They are congruent. 60 degrees is the same as 60 degrees. Now let's look at the example on the right. What if we didn't know some of the angles in our diagram? Well, in this case, the only angle we are given is 30 degrees. So look at that angle there. We're thinking about corresponding angles. So our corresponding angle to the 30-degree angle is located in the same position, but on the top parallel line K. And that means that the corresponding angle is angle 1. Well, since angle 1 is a corresponding angle with the 30-degree angle, and corresponding angles are congruent, then we know that angle 1 is equal to 30 degrees. Next, we learned about alternate interior angles. Alternate refers to the opposite or alternate sides of the transversal. Interior refers to being on the inside or in between the parallel lines. So you can see in the diagram on the left that we're looking at angles that are inside the parallel lines on opposite sides of the transversal. Alternate interior angles are always congruent. Again, this means that they have the same angle measure. So in the diagram on the left, both angles in our pair, our alternate interior angles, are 120 degrees. If you wanted to look at the other pair of alternate interior angles, they would both be 60 degrees. Let's look at our example on the right. We have the same given angle from the previous question, so our given angle is 30 degrees. Now, alternate interior angles. So we're going to stay on the interior in between the parallel lines, and we're going to look at the angle that is on the alternate side of the transversal. So in this case, our alternate interior angle is angle 4. And because they're alternate interior angles, they're congruent, so we can say that angle 4 is also 30 degrees. Next, we learned about alternate exterior angles. Again, alternate refers to being on alternate sides of the transversal, opposite sides of the transversal. Exterior refers to being on the outside of the parallel lines. Alternate exterior angles are, again, congruent. So they have the same angle measure. In the diagram on the left, we see that the selected alternate exterior angles are 120 degrees. If we looked at the other set of alternate exterior angles, that would be 60 degrees. Now let's look at our example on the right. This is a different problem than the previous ones. So in this case, the given angle is 65 degrees. We want to look at alternate exterior angles. So if we start at our angle that is 65 degrees, we're going to go to the other exterior side of the parallel line, so the very top, and the alternate side of the transversal. So we're looking at angle number 4. Let's see if you can see my mouse. Here's 65 degrees. We're going to go to the exterior over here and the opposite side of the transversal. So that's angle number 4. Since these are alternate exterior angles and alternate exterior angles are congruent, that means that angle 4 is also 65 degrees. Next, we learned about same side interior angles. Same side refers to being on the same side of the transversal, and interior refers to being inside the parallel lines, in between the parallel lines. You can see over here in the left-hand diagram that our same side interior angles have different measures. What you will notice with all parallel lines cut by a transversal is that same side interior angles are supplementary angles. Supplementary angles have a sum of 180 degrees. That means when you add up the two angles, it equals 180 degrees. So in our diagram on the left, we can confirm that these are supplementary angles because 120 degrees plus 60 degrees equals 180 degrees, and that's just the definition of being supplementary. Now, we can use this information again to find missing angles. So let's look at the example on the right. We're back to that original problem I had displayed. So the given angle is 30 degrees. Same side interior angle. So we're going to stay on the same side of the transversal and we're going to stay on the inside of the parallel lines. That means that the same side interior angles with the given angle is angle 3. Now, these are not congruent, these are supplementary. Supplementary means when we add them together, we get 180 degrees. So we would say angle 3 plus 30 degrees equals 180 degrees. And you might ask yourself, okay, what plus 30 equals 180? I know 150 plus 30 equals 180. But you could also just solve that by writing an equation. You could say angle 3 is 180 degrees minus 30 degrees. And then you could do the math and find out, yet again, that is 150 degrees. Finally, we learned about same side exterior angles. Same side refers to the same side of the transversal. Exterior refers to the exterior or outside of the parallel lines. If you look at the diagram on the left, you will notice that same side exterior angles are not congruent. They are supplementary, just like same side interior angles. Again, this means that when you add them, they equal 180 degrees. So we can double check that in the diagram on the left. 120 degrees plus 60 degrees equals 180 degrees. Yes, these are supplementary, and that's because they're same side exterior angles. Now let's look at our example on the right. In this problem, the given angle is 65 degrees. Now we're looking for same side exterior angles. So we're going to stay on the same side of the transversal, but we're going to go to exterior sides of the parallel lines. So if you start by looking at the angle that is 65 degrees, then the same side exterior angle is angle 1. Because same side exterior angles are supplementary, we know that the measure of angle 1 plus the given angle of 65 degrees should equal 180 degrees. We could also say that angle 1 equals 180 degrees minus 65 degrees, and when you do that math, you find out that angle 1 is 115 degrees. So these are the ways that you can use your knowledge of angle relationships to find missing angles. Just to review real quick. Corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles are congruent. Same side interior angles and same side exterior angles are supplementary. Let's look at some examples. In this example, I notice the parallel lines, which by the way are the lines that have the arrows on them. So the parallel lines are here, the transversal cuts through it, going up towards the right. So I notice that these angles, my blue angle, my green angle, are corresponding angles. Well, I know that corresponding angles are congruent. and therefore angle X will have the same measure as the blue angle. So X equals 132 degrees. In this example, I see that my angles are in between the parallel lines. That tells me that they are interior angles, and they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So they're alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles are congruent. So therefore, X equals 131 degrees. When we look at this example, we see that our angles are on the outside of the parallel lines. They're not in between them, they're on the exterior, and they're on alternate or opposite sides of the transversal. So these angles are alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles are congruent, therefore X equals 56 degrees. In this example, we see that our angles are in between the parallel lines. They're on the interior, and they are on the same side of the transversal. So these angles are same side interior angles. Now, unlike the previous examples, same side interior angles are not congruent, but they are supplementary. That means when we add them together, they're going to equal 180 degrees. So X plus 48 equals 180 degrees. We could rewrite that by adding 48 to both sides. Subtracting 48 from both sides. And so therefore we would have X equals 180 minus 48, which is 132 degrees. And double check, 132 plus 48 does equal 180. They're supplementary. All right, in this example, we see that our angles are on the outside of the parallel lines. That tells me that they're exterior angles. And they are on the same side of the transversal. So they are same side exterior angles. Just like same side interior angles, these kinds of angles are supplementary. When we add them together, they're going to equal 180 degrees. So we can say that X equals 180 degrees minus 103 degrees. X is 77 degrees. I have a few more examples, so if you're feeling good, go ahead and try your problems. Maybe check out these next few examples just to make sure you're understanding exactly how to find missing angles. In this example, we see that these are corresponding angles. They're in the exact same position on the parallel lines. Corresponding angles are congruent. Therefore, X equals 93 degrees. In this example, our angles are on the outside of the parallel lines. They are exterior, and they are on opposite sides of the transversal. So they're alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. Therefore, X equals 105 degrees. In this example, we see that we are on the outside of the parallel lines. These are exterior angles, and they are on the same side of this transversal. So these are same side exterior angles. Same side exterior angles are supplementary. That means when we add them together, they equal 180 degrees. We can say X equals 180 minus 89, which is 91 degrees. So that's that. I will post this so that you can look through the examples and make sure that you understand everything about angle relationships in parallel lines so that you can find missing angles. You need to complete the quizzes assignment on finding missing angles. And then your last assignment for the week is just to complete the Microsoft Forms that is posted in Microsoft Teams. So please join me during office hours if you need help. Every day from 2 to 3 p.m. in Microsoft Teams. You can message me there. You can send me a text and remind. You can send me an email if you need help. I'm always here to support you. Just reach out. Hope you guys are doing well. Make the rest of the day the best of your day. Bye.